Hey, guys, welcome back. We have, I don't know what you want to call this today. We have a little bit of updates. We have some new stuff. We have some stuff that kind of didn't warrant its own video that we're going to mash all into one. We got a nice little party mix. We have some shenanigans like the ones shown on screen right now. We have a couple updates on previous sketchy dudes that we've covered on the channel who are now, featured in an article and or changing their name, which is pretty clever of them to try to hide like that. That is one way to get around being exposed for being a crappy person. And that's pretty much what we're getting into today. So let's start it off here. I'm pretty sure this was Tap that sent me this, based on the cute little puppy in the top right. We have some shenanigans going on here. We have a certain Josh who is who's pulling some legs, you might say. So what we have here is the Pokemon TCG Gotta Misprint 'em All group, which is mostly just misprint error collectors. They post stuff in there. They all beat off to it and try to purchase whatever people are showing them. But what we have here is Josh has it looks like a PSA 10, Alolan Ninetales Guardians Rising full art. But unfortunately, this one in the case here is fake. And you might say, whoa, did they really grade something that fake? That obviously fake. And I'm here to say, no, they didn't. But that's what he'll have you lead you to believe. And I don't think this is like a malicious thing. I think he's just doing this to mess with people, maybe to mess with PSA, maybe to mess with the people in the error groups. But you can see the reactions here. We got the crying face, we got the angry face, we got a lot of faces, and we do have a thumbs up there. We have 56 comments, again, getting attention. I guess also getting attention by me making this video. But we're gonna find out here that this Ninetales, it wasn't the one originally in the case. First of all, it's beat up, which also lends to the fact that, it's fake, it's beat up. It probably didn't get a 10. I'm not saying they couldn't give it a 10. I'm not saying they couldn't grade a fake card. They're probably not going to grade something this painfully obviously fake. I mean, they did miss the cat with the dick drawn on its face, but surely nothing like that could ever happen again. But I'm here to tell you, we got Josh, yes, Australian jokester, and here's another photo of the same case, the same cert number, with another very extremely super mega ultra fake Alolan Ninetales GX. So it looks like he got a case that was not sealed very well, which can happen. Maybe it split open, because the edges, they're not super frosty. It's not like he did anything crazy here, and it does look like the cards are actually inside the case itself. So it looks like he just got one that wasn't sonic welded very well. It wasn't welded well. And so he's sticking other things in there just for the LOLs. We got back into the gotta misprint them all. We got the laughy emojis. We got the comments. Again, we're farming contents, farming likes, farming reactions. And then why not just put a Moltres in there? Because that'll do it, right? Again, we get the laughies. Wait, I guess we got the dates on there. We got April 23rd, March 3rd. So I guess he spread them out. I don't know when this was actually taken. It was 20 minutes ago from the screenshot. But I guess he spread them out. Every now and then he finds a new card. He sticks it in this case that is, clearly able to be opened. And that's what we got from that. So very beautiful. The cert is very deactivated because the case came open and he was sticking other stuff in it. So that, I don't think he was trying to sell the other cards to anyone, the fake cards or the Moltres stuck in this case. I think he was just pulling people's legs, just messing with people. But again, the cert clearly had to be deactivated, and good job PSA for doing so. You did the right thing. Way to go. Woohoo. But essentially, I don't think it really mattered. But yes, as soon as the case is opened, the cert probably should be deactivated. I don't know. I feel like you need to have like someone on cert deactivation watch at full. That could be like probably a full-time position. Just someone that goes and looks for loose labels and stuff, deactivates them, and or stuff that opened up and people are putting cards into. Now you might remember this dude here. We have Atlas CCG, who is now going under the name General Gag. I don't know if there's a joke associated with that. I'm not sure exactly. But again, we have the sketchy dude Sketchy Dude, Atlas CCG. And if you guys don't remember, and I will include these videos down in the description for both our boy here, Atlas/General Gag, who is definitely someone you don't want to do business with, in my opinion. We have, first of all, exploiting the eBay glitch, the pricing glitch, where essentially people can make something sell for any amount of money they want based on if they have multiples. So we'll have this video. Again, if you're looking for a Rattle Pokemon video, if you're like, hey, did Rattle make a video about Atlas CCG and or General Gag? And if you type in Rattle Pokemon and the name of the individual, that is what will come up. I like how we have Sausalpass coming up right at the top there. This is just I don't know if this is just based on the search here. Interesting, regardless. Interesting selection, but regardless, you just type in the name of whoever you're thinking of. Before I have people every now and then, they're like, hey, did you make a video on so and so? And yeah, I did. I made a lot of videos, so the search feature is your friend. Now, the second video here is basically just him manipulating an Art Academy artist into raising the prices, saying that he wasn't going to sell the card, and then once he received the cards shortly after, listed it and has sold it, and then had other people allegedly buying the cards from that same artist in order for him to get them because he pissed her off, essentially. So that's just another thing. Just if you're doing shady stuff, you're probably doing other shady stuff, and just there's no need for it. Wiping signatures, being dishonest with buying and selling, just trying to get a good deal, or trying to get a seller to sell to you, and giving them the impression that that it's for your personal collection when you're a flipper. If you're a flipper, just admit being a flipper. Just flip. Just flip the flip if you got a flip. But trying to pull one over on artists or anyone really, if you're saying that you want to buy something and you're hoping to get a good deal on it, and you're trying to manipulate them and saying it's for the kids, it's for the community, I'm a collector, I don't sell anything, stuff like that, just to try to get a good deal or to pull at heartstrings or anything like that. Manipulating people by being dishonest about what your intention is with whatever you're purchasing or selling is it's okay. We're gonna say it's not illegal or anything like that. It's not like you're stealing. But it is very, very disgusting behavior, and there's no need for it. You don't have to do that. Now, this whole thing here, the whole, I would say that this has got a borderline on fraud when you're faking sales numbers on items that you're still selling. Yes, I get that the one in the there's less egregious examples and ones that definitely could be exploits within the video itself. This is just an example here where we have a $500,000 Misty, which, clearly it didn't sell for that much, but how people can manipulate it. That's just a test or an example of what can go on, what happens. So yes, we have a General Gag here, ultimate flipper, ultimate dickhead, and hard avoid if you can at all costs. Again, there's nothing wrong with buying and selling, but you don't have to be a dickhead. You don't have to fake sales, and you don't have to essentially ruin a relationship with artists and the community. It's kind of the same. It's kind of a similar thing to the wiping of signatures nonsense that Skin Flute did. It's just why you're gonna ruin it for everyone. There's this just full on bridge burning attitude that is just going to ruin the relationship between artists and collectors or players or whoever. You're ruining for everyone, essentially. Way to go. Sick nasty. Now, we have Xiao, who is, we made some videos on Xiao. Here we got the fake slabs. So essentially, what they were doing is they were taking 9s, they were taking 8s and that kind of thing. They would crack a 10 and they would resubmit the 10. They would take the 8 or 9 copy, put it in the fake slab with the real label. And that's the kind of issue we had going on here. So if I'm going to put links to these videos here. So here we have it here. I guess this sums it up perfectly here down at the bottom. Real label, fake PSA cases, cards swapped. So very confusing. Yes, I know. But this individual was doing some shady stuff. We had a Chinese collector, reseller, whatever you want to call him, scammer, fakeroni. Important. Watch these videos. I mean, whether you're buying stuff from, I mean, especially if you're buying stuff from China, but also if you're buying stuff from Japan, if you're buying it from anywhere, you got to be careful. You got to know what you're looking at. Even if you're buying graded cards, you have to know what a real and fake label looks like. You need to look up the cert. You need to know what you're looking at. You need to know where to look for these issues, these things. A lot of the fake cases have flaws in them that are repeated over and over again that won't be there on a real case. But also you need to know what, I mean, if you're looking up the cert and it has a photo, so all of the recent stuff, which is why it's very important that it has a photo, you'll be able to compare the damage on the card, the centering on the card, the hollow pattern on the card, all of this stuff that you should be looking at when you're buying something very expensive. And again, this is like the shadiest of the shady, because the label is real, the case is real. There's a lot of people that were like, what the hell? I don't know what to look at the case. These videos go into the details that you can look at. A lot of the corners, a lot of the tabs that hold the case together, that kind of key the slab in together. A lot of that stuff is wrong. The PSA thing down at the bottom, because the fake cases are essentially just reproduction. So they took a mold of a real case in order to make the fake case, but then that's going to leave artifacts behind that will identify it as a fake case. So yes, even if you buy graded cards, you need to know what a fake slab looks like. You need to know what a real slab looks like. You need to know the real card, fake card, real label, fake label, all of it. Not to mention, always make sure you're paying with a method that protects you. Very important. If you're buying something from somebody you don't know, especially if their name is Xiao. Or Xiao 666666666. I don't know how many sixes are there. Six sixes, six sixes, and an underscore that I missed. But regardless, let's read through this article here. We have, known as deep-pocketed, aggressive Chinese collector Ding Yezhao has now been blacklisted by the art market. My apologies if I absolutely butchered the name pronunciation. I don't think he deserves otherwise. What happened? The collector's eponymous museum in China is shuttered, and he is at odds with at least one auction house. So I've seen this. I think I've shown it in some of the video there. There's definitely a trend. There's some weird stuff going on with him and the art world. And then I guess he kind of slimed his way into Pokemon scamming, Pokemon counterfeit casing, swapping. I don't know what even, it's definitely fraud of some kind. It was just over a month ago at Sotheby's London that already slim 17-lot sale of ultra-contemporary art known as the Now became even slimmer when it was revealed on the day of the auction that 3 lots, all paintings by sought-after female artists, had been withdrawn. These included works by Louise Bonnet, Hilary Peckus, and Emily May Smith, with a cumulative estimate range of 440,000 European dollarinos to 660,000 European dollarinos, which in American dollarinos is 560,000 to 840,000. After the sale, observers buzzed about the gap in lots. One said they were great paintings, while others spoke of market jitters, and another said they belonged to an Asian collector. After all, the respective markets for all 3 artists have been on a tear in recent years, with auction results far exceeding estimates. My apologies on every single word and or name that I butcher in this one. I am not an art enthusiast. I am a high-end art enthusiast, so forgive me. One name came up repeatedly. We got a Ding here, a contemporary art collector who goes by Xiao, and who founded the Xiao Museum of Contemporary Art in Rizhao in China's Shandong province. His Instagram feed is packed with images of buzzed about contemporary names, including the aforementioned artists, as well as numerous pieces by Javier Calleja, Kaz, Takashi Murakami, Yoshido Nara, and Ed Russia. When ArtNet News finally connected with Xiao, he confirmed that the 3 artworks are his, writing in an Instagram direct message that he had withdrawn them pre-sale because the market is, quotations, bad now, and stating that he still owns them, adding, well, these are my works, I can do whatever I want to do. In response to ArtNet's queries about the withdrawals, the Peckus and Bonnet appear in his previous Instagram posts. Sotheby's declined to comment, citing client confidentiality. That makes sense. Just 2 years ago, I mean, it makes sense, but it also, hopefully they're working with law enforcement. Just 2 years ago, it was Xiao himself who was behind what was then the record auction price for an Emily May Smith painting. Broom Life 2014 sold for HK 12.4 million, 1.6 million in dollarinis at Philips Hong Kong in June 2021, smashing the high estimate of HK 600,000, which is 78,000 USD. ArtNet News identified him at the time as an extreme private, deep-pocketed Shanghai-based collector who's aggressively building a collection fit for a private museum, regardless of the cost. According to the report, and well, that's pretty wild for somebody that's seemingly, allegedly, swapping out Pokemon cards in order to make some money. It's weird that you're buying all this stuff. According to the report, Xiao wanted the piece so badly that a day before the sale, he posted a now-deleted Instagram of Broom Life with the caption, "Please don't fight with me tomorrow for this EMS. We are in love," followed by 3 crying, laughing, squinting emojis. I like their emoji detail here. The Smith painting still appears in several of his Instagram posts, including one that read, "Welcome to home," posted shortly after the auction. However, along with Xiao's confidence in the market for Emily May Smith, his relationship with Philips auction house has also taken a turn for the worse. Philips declined to comment, citing client confidentiality, but sources said that Xiao's business dealings with the house have become so problematic that he is now banned from doing business with the auction house altogether. August 4th marked a deadline for Xiao to make a payment towards an outstanding balance he allegedly owes Philips, and sources familiar with the situation confirmed that the payment was not made on time. So this sounded a whole lot like the auctions that go on within like Pokemon and stuff like that. Kind of interesting, isn't it? Xiao confirmed some of the details but had a different story to tell. "I banned from Philip because I'm suing them. They took my works for sale and never paid me money after the sale," he told ArtNet News via direct message. "I will never do business with Philips again." Now, that's probably not the case, but well, I guess we'll have to stay tuned and find out. In early May, his attorney wrote letters to Philips Hong Kong demanding hammer proceeds from sales of 7 artworks, one of which failed to sell in an auction and was sold privately, and the remainder of which were sold across 2 auctions. The attorney said that legal proceedings would commence within 7 days if the funds were not paid. A source familiar with the situation said that no legal proceedings have been brought against Philips by Xiao to date. And that Xiao still owes a sum that exceeds the money he claimed is owed, which is roughly 300,000. So that's the thing. If he owes more, they're probably not going to pay him out if he owes them more than he thinks that he's entitled to. A lot of crazy stuff going on here. Further, the Xiao Museum is closed until the end of August, citing maintenance, according to the museum's official WeChat account. Xiao told ArtNet that the museum will reopen and that the next show will be in November. He said the closure is due to an ongoing tax fraud investigation, that he is a victim of a related scam, and that he is cooperating with the investigation. He also said he still plans to open another space, which sources said had been slated for Shanghai. After fielding some questions via direct message, Xiao stopped communicating with ArtNet News for this story and referred us to a former associate of the museum. That person declined further comment. So it's funny how, like, a lot of the time people hide behind the fact that, like, hey, I can't say anything because law reasons or lawsuit reasons, when really it's just like an excuse for them to not discuss the actual details. We've seen that a couple times. I wouldn't be surprised to see it many more in the future. Meanwhile, Xiao's difficulties with business partners may be spreading, while several art dealers and shippers told ArtNet News that they have transacted business and art deals with Xiao without any trouble. More recently, sources reported requesting invoices that went unpaid. One dealer canceled a planned sale after repeated delays, while another had completed a transaction, was unable to arrange for shipment of the work to China, and was ultimately told by an advisor that Xiao was indisposed until further notice. Another source acted as a proxy for Xiao at an auction, only to find themselves on the hook when he allegedly refused to pay for an artwork that was won on his behalf. So I don't know, like, what's the thought process or plan behind like purchasing stuff that you don't have the money for, and then like you think something's not gonna happen? Like, I don't totally get this. To be sure, many sources in the Chinese-speaking art world that ArtNet News spoke with were tight-lipped on the topic of Xiao. Some refused to comment or declined to acknowledge that they knew him. Still, as ArtNet News investigation progressed, more dealers and other art professionals who had transacted with Xiao surfaced. Another dealer said they had been warned not to do business with him, while a third dealer was concerned how Xiao's reputation may impact that of fellow Chinese art collectors and private museums. Chinese collectors and private museums are not like that, the third dealer said. So that's the thing too. I hate this like false positivity, like cover up for stuff and don't want to talk on stuff because it'll reflect badly on other stuff. It won't. It's the same thing with Pokemon. For the love of God, if you want to expose the bad actors so that the bad actors are gone. That's basically what it comes down to. Hiding it and pretending that everything is sunshine and rainbows is not the right approach. I know there's a lot of people that think that is. A lot of people that are concerned about a lot of money that they have tied up and stuff, and they're like, "Oh my God, I hope the calling out the bad actors. I hope Rattle's videos calling out all these scammers and whammers. I hope they don't ruin everyone else's business." It's the same with like the whatnot stuff. The people that were concerned that like, don't call out Blake because if you call out Blake, no one's going to trust anything. No, people have to be very careful with what they're dealing with, and the more you get rid of the bad actors, the more the bad actors are afraid to be bad actors. The more they're driven out, and the more people see that, like, hey, if I do something bad like this, I'm going to get in trouble. Law enforcement is going to get involved, and I'm going to get dicked. The less there's going to be of it. That's the only way to get rid of it, is to just pull open the curtains, let the rays come in, and just melt those vampire cocksuckers like they deserve to be. Anyway, so in terms of this, pretty wild. That we have an individual who is doing sketchy things in art and then also doing sketchy things in Pokemon to make money in Pokemon, ripping people off. I think it goes without saying that he is likely in a lot of trouble with PSA. The amount of fraud with him recasing stuff, resubmitting stuff, and abusing that sort of thing, like the 10s, cracking the 10s out, and basically just farming the value of a 10 over and over again. It wasn't even that high end of cards. They were expensive, yes, but at the same time, not like an insane amount that you would think that somebody that's like an art collector, apparently his father or his parents have a ton of money. So I don't know if that's funding it as well. I don't know if he couldn't keep up with it. I don't know if it's like, sometimes it's just like people that have a lot of money feel like they don't have enough money, or they feel like they can get away with just like ripping people off over and over again. I don't know exactly what the benefit or reason is behind it. I don't know why people can't just do honest business. It blows my mind, especially with someone with like starting out with an advantage as great as what Xiao probably has. I don't get it. I'll never get it. Same with all the crypto pump and dump scams and stuff like that. Like, a lot of these people are already very rich, but then like they're gonna rug pull everyone over and over again to become even more rich. Like, whatever, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Regardless, I'm glad to I have had these kind of sitting together, and yeah, I think it's best that we combine a few things in order to bang out some updates. If it doesn't warrant its own giant update, I guess the Xiao thing could have been its own update, but regardless, this is what we got. This is what I put out. This is what you're dealing with. Thank you very much for watching till the end. Thank you very much for joining the Discord. The Rattle hats, from now until the 15th, you can sign up for one. They are very expensive, and I make little to nothing on them, so do not feel like you need to buy one. But if you do want one, the option is there. And yes, I'm going to be repeating myself, bringing it up and everything, mostly because I don't want to. There's been a few people with previous hats and with the current hat that were like, hey, I didn't hear about it, or I didn't know about it, or I wasn't around for the red hat or the black hat. I do really want a hat, so that's more the reason why we're pounding it into the ground, pounding it into existence, is the fact that I just want to make sure everyone that does want one has the ability to at least see that it's available. But again, no pressure. If it's not your thing, if it's not, you don't absolutely want it, do not buy it. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, you're just telling people not to buy it. It's a scam. It's not a scam. They're just very expensive. It's New Era, $59.50 with custom embroidery on it. It's expensive. It's going to be in a small batch. That's why it's one-time special order only, because they're fitted as well. I do not want to sit on a bunch of these. I do not want to sell them. I do not want a store full of them. We're not at that point. This is more I wanted the hat. Same with the last two hats. Hat that I want, that I'm going to wear in the videos. And I know that there's going to be a select few individuals. They're like, damn it, I want one. Make it available. And so that's the reason for that. That's it. That's all. I know the angry whatnotters are gonna use it as a, oh my God, Rattle's a scammer. His hat, it's just so damn expensive. It's an expensive hat. My apologies. I don't want to make a dad hat, $10 version of it from some sweatshop somewhere. No thanks. Thanks, but no thanks. Not what I want to do. Not what I want to wear. Not what I want to put out. And it's just the option is there if you want it. That's it. All right. Join the Discord. I'll see you guys in there. Love you. Bye.